So I think I got everything turned on. Yes. It's Saturday night. I didn't go to my brother's for dinner tonight. So I figured I'd spend a few minutes before Lewis comes on with Mr. Camera Junkie. And I'm trying to turn on the comments so I can see if anybody actually comes in. So this is not a scheduled thing. So what changes that I made? I connected the E10, which will be up shortly, to the 4K feed. So it's no longer going through the ATM Mini. So I want to see if the E10 blacks out. So I had the E1 on order, and the place where I ordered it told me that they didn't have a white one, and I decided I wanted to get a white one. And the reason that I wanted the white one is because I had seen two specific videos. I wish I remember the name of the guys. One guy had two ZV-E1s, the Sony ZV-E1 cameras. So he had two ZV-E1 cameras. One was black, and he ordered a white one also. So when that one came in, now he had two. He is going to send one of them back, but he's going to pick which one he wants to keep. All right. Now, the interesting thing is he did something unique, because basically the ZV-E1 from Sony beats all the other cameras pertaining to features for a content creators. If you're going to make videos to put on the internet, whether you're using Rumble or Twitter or YouTube, and you actually want to put your videos up, the best camera available is the ZV-E1. Of course, that's my opinion. You got 1,000 YouTubers out there that are each going to have their opinions. But if you want my opinion, the ZV-E1 is by far, not by a little bit, but by far, the best camera in terms of features for a content creator. And that doesn't only count if you're a mobile content creator, meaning on the move, in a car, walking around, showing me the park, showing me dogs, showing me this, showing me that, but also for stationary content creators, because we have a lot of stationary content creators out there, and they make their videos in the living room or in the bedroom, and that is basically how they create their content, or sitting behind a desk. Okay, so I have my own set, which is a non-moving set. So my non-moving set is called the Christmas Room, and the Christmas Room has been here since 2010, maybe 2009. Could be even earlier. It doesn't matter. 10, 12, 13 years at least. So that's a static set. What if I was going to be more mobile, and I was going to go out, and I was going to ride in the car and talk to you, take my dog to the vet, take myself to the shopping center? That would be a more mobile content creation. So regardless if it was a mobile content creation or a static, meaning you have a fixed set, I personally believe that, not counting money, now that's important, not counting money, that the most important or the best featured camera out there is the Sony E1. And that is by far the best, in my opinion. Now, that doesn't mean there isn't other choices. So I just crossed that bridge with choices for myself. I have actually changed a few cameras, I would say, in the last 12 months. And each one was a highlight for myself. And I can't say much negative about any of them. As a matter of fact, I have mostly positive stuff. So when an opportunity came up, because my credit card got closed down because of credit problems and stuff like that, so I just can't go out and buy what I want. I have to actually get the money up front and be able to pay for whatever it is that I need. So the last camera that I bought is actually the one you're looking at, which is the Panasonic S5 Mark II. And each one is exciting in its own way. The road to the upper level cameras started with the Canon R6. Exciting camera. And then I had the R6 Mark II in here, and I came to the conclusion between the R6 Mark II and the R6, I think I would have preferred the R6 over the Mark II. But then I did get the Mark II in here, and they're both amazingly good cameras. So it's hard to find a bad camera out there. That's the point. And people shop as if like, oh, I'm going to uncover that one very unique special camera. And they're all very good. So I don't care if you even have my sidekick, which is going to come up here in a few seconds, which is an E10. And that's with the lens. With the lens. That camera is $798. And it can run a whole YouTube channel all by itself. It can run with a couple of cameras. You can add 3 cameras. So in here I have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 active cameras, and in the, no, 5. But the fifth camera number 5 is not active. So this is the Sony E10. This is what I was telling you about. This is $798 with a lens, $698 without a lens. So you could buy it without a lens and custom fit whatever lens that you want to buy on that camera. Now, its big brother is the E1. And Sony did some special feature juggling in the E1, the Sony E1. And it took it, if it was a horse race and so wins by a nose or this one's leading by a nose, well, the E1 leads by a head. That's how much more advanced that camera is. But it does get hammered. It gets hammered by a lot of people. Oh, it overheats, it overheats, it overheats. This one doesn't overheat. It will out in the direct sun. However, you have ways to overcome the overheating. So now we are at full strength on this camera. We're at 4K. We switched cameras. But both cameras, this one too, we're at 4K, 24 frames per second with the high picture qualities on this guy. And when we get around back to the other one on that guy too. So we're running at full steam. Now I don't have the stand-up cameras on this circuit because I'm sitting in the chair and I'm talking to you. So I had ordered, wait first. I had seen a couple of videos, back to the Sony, okay? So the big brother to this guy is the E1. And its first claim to fame is that it goes from a crop sensor to a full-size sensor, full frame. And this is the crop sensor. But the full frame will operate the E1 both at a crop sensor and a full frame. So the one camera becomes 2. Most of them will do that. The Panasonic will do that, which is the one you're watching now. The Panasonic will do that in video, but it will not do that in pictures. The Canon R6 and the Canon R6 Mark II will do it in video and in pictures. So you've got a number of things happening. Oh, I just saw Scott pop up. Let's say hi to Scott, because Scott just had some surgery going. And he's saying, hey, I'm alive, thanks to my daughter, Amelia. Hi, Amelia, if you're watching. Scott is one of my favorite guys. He's there for me. He's one of my biggest encouragers, and I know he just went through surgery. So not only me, but all of us prayed for Scott to have a speedy recovery and to do well in his surgery. So I'm enjoying your presentation tonight. I'm guessing you're kind of laid up a little bit, and you are stuck in your bed or in your chair. So I've got your undivided attention. And last night when I did my show, I was hungry, and I was going, where's Scott? Where's Scott? Where's the food? Because Scott always brings food with him, okay? But I knew he was, I thought he had the surgery on Thursday, so now I'm a little bit confused. I don't know if the surgery happened on Thursday or if it got postponed till Friday. So whichever day it was, now that I got to see him here, I know he's alive and well, and at least his fingers are working. Now, I don't know what other body parts are not working right now at the moment. I hope he gets all of his body parts up and functioning and working, but at least I know that his fingers are working because he typed a comment. Randy is here too. Randy, I called you a little while ago, and I figured you were out and about, so I didn't go to my brother's. I actually stayed home tonight, and I figured I better keep track of the time. I don't want to walk over Lewis, Mr. Camera Junkie, who will come up in a little bit, okay, at 10 o'clock. So here in Miami, it's 8:40 something. I can't, it's kind of small, so I can't see it too well. So, oh, Sammy popped up. Hi, Sammy. How you doing, buddy? Did you have a good time today? It's a Saturday, so I don't think you had class, but you never know. You might have done a project, which would be awfully cool. And I talk to Sammy quite often. I love all of you guys. I love Sammy. And Woody just popped up. Hey, what's going on Saturday night? Don't you boys have something to do on a Saturday night than to spend time with Mr. Peter Gregg? You don't? Okay, well then I'm glad I came here, okay? So I figured I wanted to have a little fun. Everybody wants to have a little fun. And my best fun is when I get together with you boys. So the premise of the show tonight is I was bordering canceling the Sony E1 because the Nikon ZF, quite intriguing, and I happen to like Nikon a lot. Before I stopped doing weddings and switched into YouTube, my cameras for the front line were all Nikons. So I know the Nikon quite well. And I loved and still love the Nikon. So just in this room right now, I got 2 Nikons running. They're not in this circle because I'm using what I call my sit-down cameras. So I'm sitting in the chair. I'm relaxing. It's Saturday night. My family went to the Hard Rock Cafe, and I chose not to go. And the reason is a little bit weird. In Florida, we have a no smoking law. So the no smoking law basically says no smoking in public places. But the Hard Rock Cafe is basically, I believe, I'm not sure, but where they went tonight is it's not called exactly the Hard Rock, but it's a part of the Indian auspices. And they don't have a no smoking sign. And when you go in, the cigarette smoke is so thick. You ever hear the saying, you can cut it with a knife? And it just actually feels bad. Never mind all that. Secondhand smoke is not even in question. You actually see a purple haze. It's smoggy, like the smog all went into the one spot. And we went there about a month ago, and you know when I came back? For a whole month, my lungs burnt. Not a whole month, a whole day. Not a month, thank God. A whole day, my lungs burned. And I was thinking 19, the virus 19, it must have been there, because why are my lungs burning? So when I heard they were going there, no, not going. Sorry, I'll stay home. Now, they do have a smoke-free room, but you have to walk a mile through the regular casino to get to the smoke-free room casino. And then all of a sudden, you can see again. It's clear as a bell. So I don't want my whole Sunday with a burning lung. So I chose to be with you guys tonight, okay? So that's why I turned the cameras on and went live. So now what I did change as I was faddling around today is I took this camera off 1080. I put it to 4K. So this camera's on 4K. It's on the 100 megapixels, megabits per second, not megapixels, 100 megabits per second. It's on 4K and it's tied in directly to my regular stream. So I had to remove a camera to do that, and I removed the other Sony E10 that I have. And I don't have these stand-up Sonys active right now because I'm sitting down. So I'm actually able to switch back and forth. So I did start to say hi, and I think I got all the way up to my big boy, the big boy that I love so much, Sammy. There he is. And did I say hi to Woody? Woody's in Virginia. Almost heaven, it's Virginia. Remember David? I used to sing the song for him. I guess I'll have to sing it for Woody now. So, Blue Ridge Mountains, Shenandoah River. Life is old there, older than the trees, younger than the mountains, blowing like a breeze. Oh, Randy, did I wake you up? Did I wake Randy up? He was sleeping. I did call you. I said I called you, right? But you didn't answer. I didn't let it ring that much. So Sammy's got nothing to do today. So today is the day you could play. Play with anything you want. What's your favorite toy? Play with that. Yep. So he's not doing anything. Randy said, oh, he's fighting with the allergies. What you need is my silver spray. Maybe I'll send you a bottle. I have to see if I got extra bottles because I use mine 4 or 5 times a day. So you got allergies. So poor Randy's sitting there sniffling and sneezing and all that kind of good stuff. So actually, when I get off of this stream, I am going to look and see how the Sony is set up. So I have it to the standard profile. I got this one set up to the portrait profile. So I haven't really played with the profiles on the Sony E10. So I will take a look and seeing. Woody has got a storm, right? He's in the middle of the storm. In the middle of the storm. That's a gospel song. Okay. Sammy said, I cleaned my sensor today on the A7S Mark III. Good job. Sammy says, wait, hold the presses. No more E1? I didn't finish my story, Sam. Just keep your pantyhose on. Just relax. So, Ray is here. I love you too, Ray. I have other things to do. Of course. Can't you give me the pat on the back that you really want, that hug that you are dying to give me, Ray? But I could do them with your voice in the background. I'm redesigning my website. Oh my God. Then I don't know how you can listen to me because once I get into a thread, Ray, I have to pay attention because like, where was that? How was this? And it's like, and then when it doesn't work, I have to go figure out what the F I did wrong. And many times it's like a period, a comma, something simple. So I'm trying to get a blog running, and it's at petergreg.com. I got 2 blog posts up, and I lost the password. And I don't know how I did that. So now I got to go through the process of, like, you forgot your password, because I got 2 more posts waiting in the wings. What I'm doing is when I make a video, I'm going to post it on my blog. And if I have a thought that I can't make a video for, I'm going to post it on my blog. So it's my connection to communicate with the people that are going to follow the blog. So if you go to petergreg.com, the main site, I just have it all listed, 1 through 5, 7, 10. I don't remember what I got. You want to go to the YouTube channel, click on number 5, whatever the number is. You want to go to my blog, click on number 2. So if you go to the blog, I already have 2 blog posts up. I did the coloring, I did the pictures, what do you call it, the banner and all that. I got the colors to kind of match, which was a job all in itself. But I did find a website where on the website you can go to any website that you want. You can click on something and it'll tell you the hex number of that color. So I've seen colors like Phil's Lawn Care, and Phil is not P-H-I-L, it's F-I-L-L. I know, that's not how you spell it. But I'm guessing his wife made their blog. And I liked the colors. So I tried how to get those colors, and I couldn't. So I went to Google, and I said, how do I get the colors from another website? And I found a tool. And I hope I was smart enough to put it in my bookmarks. Chances are I wasn't. So you go to this website. It gives you an eyedropper, and then it says, click on anything you want on your screen. So I opened the second web page from Chrome, and I clicked on Phil's colors. And I got the color. It's like a pretty green. I don't know what to call it. It's a pretty green. Peter Gregg's pretty green. So I put in that hex number on my blog, and I got that same exact green color. And I'm going like, oh my God. So I also put that color in, I'm going to build an Amazon sell it page. I don't know what to call it. So if you go to Amazon.com/shop Peter Gregg, you'll see those same green colors there. I haven't made any videos for there. So the premise of that page is I can make a 3-4 minute video, a quick synopsis of something I bought. Like I bought a cream for a rash on my legs. That actually works because I bought 3 or 4 creams. I got one from the doctor. Didn't work. So I went to Walgreens and I told the pharmacist, this is the prescription. It didn't work. What else can I try? So I tried something else that he suggested. Didn't work. Actually, it looked like the red rash was actually feeding on these creams. It got redder. It got brighter. Okay. The only one that actually helped was Randy. He gave me some military tricks, and it actually started to make the red go down and do better, but it wasn't going very fast. So I did some searches, and I found this special cream. And I found it on Amazon, and I tried it, and like, whoa! It knocked the shit out of that red rash. It was like there, but maybe 60%, a little more than half, down. And I'm going like, wow, this works. This crap works. So I could do a video on that and go, here is the Ultra Blow 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 cream. I could just say the story I said right now, okay? And I could make that video, and then Amazon will automatically put a link to it. So I can make a page hosted on Amazon with all these anywhere from 2 to 5 minute videos where I'm giving a little description of the item. And that's the best way to give somebody confidence to buy it, because you look at so many things on Amazon and you're rolling the dice. Sly is the queen of returns. She'll buy something on Amazon, and if it don't work out, she's sending it back, baby. Okay? So she said she's on a first name basis with the UPS store, because when they see her coming in, they know that she is actually returning something from Amazon. So I would like to hear from anybody here, from Ray, from Sammy, from Randy. I bought this, and I like it, and here's why. Let me show you the product. No, like sitting back talking like we're doing now. Just a straight on why I like this, why you should buy it, or what you need to look out for, and then the link is right there. So I'm going to build a page for that, and I'm copying somebody else's idea, Phil's Lawn Care. And it's not PHIL, it's FILLS, Lawn Care. And it's probably Amazon.com/shop. You have to put the word shop, okay? So it's Amazon.com/shop Phil's Lawn Care. I liked it so much, I'm doing a copycat. So I got my colors, I got my Amazon page, it got approved. So I believe it's, I'm not sure what it is. I think I'm going to have to put it on my website. I think it's Amazon.com/shop Peter Gregg. If you go there and it's not there, the page exists. I just don't know what the name is. So I need to put it on my list of things. So see how easily I can get distracted? I'm off and running in another direction, honestly. So Ray is listening to my voice in the background, which is very nice, Ray. Thank you. I appreciate that. I guess I'm hoping. I don't want to read into it. I am hoping that the voice is soothing. Do I speak English? It's Saturday. Yes. I hope that I'm able to come across soothing with very little controversy, so you could do your work and you could just hear me like a big brother in the background. I know you're in your 30s, So I'm more than double your age, so I'm kind of like a big brother, okay? I'm going to be 70 on October 13th. That's my birthday. And we are not going to where they went tonight, because I am not going to a smoke-filled room that is so thick that I feel guilty breathing. So for my birthday, I have a couple of favorite restaurants, and I hope we get to go to one of those. One of them just got knocked out. My favorite meat restaurant is called Mission Barbecue, and the last time we went was not last Saturday, but the Saturday before, and something has changed. The portion sizes were, I would say, 20% smaller, which is a pretty big change since I'm only going to eat the meat. I'm not going to eat the other stuff. They do have a good coleslaw, okay? I like coleslaw, and I will eat the coleslaw. It's cabbage. And I know the coleslaw, the juice that's in it, does have some sugar. So I'll let it drip. But I'll treat myself to some coleslaw. I was 150 this morning. So I went to 153. And then from 153, I crept up to 155, which is okay. When I look at myself now, I have a flat belly. When I look down, I can see things I didn't see before. You guys laugh, but it's a blessing to be able to see some of the stuff I have below the waist. So before, the belly was so big, it was like, I know there's something down there, I just can't see it. Now, I can see it, okay? So today when I weighed myself, I was a flat 150. Ooh la la! You know something? Thank God for little blessings. I really appreciated that. And I even said, thank you, Jesus. And I really didn't change anything. Well, I changed something a month ago. I went to a 16:8 eating window. So today when I got up, no breakfast. I didn't eat anything till 2 o'clock. And I can eat my normal eating regimen up until 10 o'clock. Then no eating till tomorrow at 2 o'clock. So 8 hours of feeding. Think of me as a horse, okay? You could feed the horse for 8 hours, and then the horse doesn't eat, but I can drink for 16 hours. And what that's supposed to do is let your liver, your pancreas, whatever the hell else is working down there, your intestines, your big and your small intestines, let them rest. Like a dog will eat treats 24 hours a day, but if he's left to his own devices, he'll eat and then he'll go lay down. He doesn't eat 24 hours a day. The same thing with the lions and tigers and bears. Yeah, it's coming. It's coming. Oh my. All right. But the human being, get up, got to have breakfast. It's the most important meal of the day. I mean, that was inbred into me. Don't skip breakfast, whatever you do. Okay? And then comes lunch, 2-3 hours later, and you got to have a snack between breakfast and lunch. And then you eat your lunch. Then got to have a snack between lunch and dinner. Then you eat your dinner. And then you got to have a snack at night. All right, so here's my no compromises. I have to have a snack at night. That would be my biggest priority. I'll even go without dinner. But come 9-10 o'clock, I've got to have a snack. So I picked my feeding window to be 2 o'clock till 10 o'clock. Because I've gone through my life many times skipping breakfast. It's just not enough time to have breakfast. So I would just grab a Pop-Tart, stick it in the toaster, and eat the Pop-Tart. And I'm not a coffee drinker, so it wasn't like a cup of coffee in a Pop-Tart. It was just the Pop-Tart and a nice, warm, gooey chocolate Pop-Tart. Yeah, that hit the spot sensually. My mouth was having its own orgasm, you know. It's just a delicious thing. But many times I didn't eat anything for breakfast. So skipping breakfast is not a hard thing for me. So maybe for you, it would be a hard thing. Maybe you can't deal with skipping breakfast. So it has to be a consecutive, my rules that I got from the internet, okay? It's got to be a consecutive amount of time. So I picked 8 hours. They want you to be at 6. 6 ain't going to hack it, okay? So today I actually didn't eat anything till 4 o'clock because I got up, didn't eat breakfast, fiddle-faddled around, got the notification that my E1 has shipped. Yay! There's an E1 that's going to come next week. So I'm going to be waiting every day at the door. What, is that E coming today? Is the E1 coming today? So this whole show started with me thinking about canceling the E1 to go to the Nikon ZF because that was a camera that I was almost like it smelled. I didn't even want to go near it. And now the camera flip-flopped so hard in my mind, in my heart, I was thinking of canceling the ZV-E1 and getting the Nikon ZF. So I ordered the ZF a week and a half ago. Then I got notification that, oops, we don't have it in stock. We have a black one. Would you like a black one? I said, no, I wouldn't. I saw this gentleman that did a video, and he has a black one, and he has a white one, and he put them both outside in the sun, direct sunlight, now in the summer, and the white one stayed 30 degrees cooler than the black camera, identical cameras. So he put the heat button up on high, which you can do on some cameras now, and he got 50%, even 50%, more time on the white ZV-E1 than he got on the black one. So before I saw that video a few weeks back, I was thinking like black, white, the black one looks nice, the white one looks nice. I might want one that looks a little different, so I'll go with the white one. And then, now I have a reason to go with the white one. The E1 is known to be a little bit prone to overheating. So I have seen some things on tricks you could do. You can even Google Z1 tricks. Just do that, and you'll find somebody that has tricks for overheating. And basically what he teaches you is preheat the camera. Bring it up to overheating or where the temperature comes up. Shut it off for exactly 15 minutes. Not 12, not 24, 15 minutes. Then turn it on, and it's almost endless. Now, I don't have the camera to try that, but you know what? I am definitely going to try that because I know that Randy has done that, and I know that Justin has done that, and they're both on the Canon R8. So Justin bought the Canon R8, and basically just 2 minutes after walking outside, he bought the camera, charged the battery, put it in, walked from his family room outside to his barbecue area where he records. 2 minutes and 15 seconds or something like that, the camera overheated. That's the R8. And I'm going like, wow, that's not good for Canon. So he did a lot of videos. He actually returned the camera. He was so upset. And he bought the camera because it's the smallest, lightest camera body you can buy. And he has the R5. And when he goes on a cruise or he goes to the beach, he takes his family because he has a son and he wants to expose his son to trips and stuff like that. He doesn't want to take the R5 because it's big and bulky and it's expensive. So he bought the R8 and he's going like, oh man, I love this size. The battery's really small. So I have to carry 2 or 3 or 4 batteries, and he did buy extra batteries. But the overheating was so severe, he returned it. And then he's going like, no, I can't. I can't deal with taking the R5. He went to the beach in Florida from Texas. And he says, I just can't deal with taking that camera to the beach. So he bought the Osmo, but not the new one that's out there now. And he's going like that R8, I got to make that work. So he bought it a second time. And he determined the same thing that the other guy on YouTube determined about the Sony E1. Preheat the camera like you preheat your oven, basically. And the camera will go on for a long period of time. So it's almost like the camera is not exactly watching the internal temperature. It's watching the way Justin's got a doctorate degree. So the man is like smart. When I say smart, I mean with a capital S, okay? We talk and sometimes my eyes glaze over. He's just like, oh my God, I don't know what he's talking about, but I know he's right, okay? So he came to the conclusion to preheat the camera all by himself. So now I've got 2 people that are telling me to preheat the camera. I'm going to try that. I'm going to definitely try it, okay? So the camera shipped before I had a chance to really make up my mind whether to cancel it or not, which might be a blessing. Sometimes things happen in my life and I just call them a God thing, meaning that God stepped in and blessed me to do this or do that. Like this camera right here. It's like, I love the Panasonic cameras. I really, 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 really do. And they came out with the this one, the S5 Mark II, the S52. And some of my favorite YouTubers were going, the new focus system is great, but it's not as good as the Sony. And then others were going like, it's better than the Sony. And I'm going like, how can that be? How can the same focus system have such wide, different opinions? So I decided I'm going to have to count on my own brains and figure out what's going on. So I got it with the help of Randy, okay? So the camera came in and I figured out what was wrong. I figured out that on the Sony, when we go back to the Sony, I'll explain something to you. And it's the same feature is, now we're back at the Sony. All right, so the Sony has a button on the back of it, and it's called Product Showcase. And basically what that is an eyes on, eyes off, eyes on, eyes off. Remember that commercial? Clap on, clap off? Okay. Well, it's got a dedicated button. It's the trash can button. Well, the S5 Mark II doesn't have a dedicated button for eyes on, eyes off. But you could fix it. You can make one of the function buttons a dedicated button for eyes on, eyes off. Lo and behold, the focus system is amazingly good. So you're saying to me, Peter, why do you want the E1? Okay. Well, for two reasons. Number one, the E1 is almost half the weight of the S5 Mark II. It's very close to the weight of this guy. So when I come to your house, or when I go to my brother's house, or tonight they went to the Hard Rock Cafe, I would take the lighter camera instead of the S5 Mark II because it's lighter. And I notice Randy will take the R8, and I'm guessing because the camera is a breeze to deal with. It's just light and easy to work with. And I'm thinking I would sure like to have the E10 with a few more features, and then Sony came out with it. They came out with the E1. They dropped the 0, carry the 5, add and subtract the bottom, and you get an E1, ZV-E1. So I'm going like, dang, if I can overcome the heating, that's the camera I want. It's so crazy light, and it'll take my crop sensor lenses. It'll take my Sony full frame lenses. Yeah, I'm talking to you. So what lens do I have on there now? I don't know. I think I have the 30mm 1.4 on there. Okay, so I'm pretty sure I have the 30mm 1.4 on there, which is a Sigma lens. And that comes from Randy also. So the E1 is going to be arriving this week, and it will be on what they call probation. If I get it to work right and I fall in love with it, then I got me another camera that I love. So I love every single camera that's in here. I really do. They're awesome. That's a great feeling. So let's get back to Ray loving on me, okay? I have things to do, but with your voice in the background, he's cool. He's happy. Okay. Thank you, Ray. I love you too, big boy. So Randy and Ray are talking to each other. And Randy, okay, his answer to Randy is actually interesting. So Randy asked him, are you using, whatchamacallit? Wait, I forgot to turn the camera locks on. So let's go back to the Panasonic. Okay, and let's lock the Sonys down. And then let's bring Ray's comment back up. You notice how it disappeared so quick? It disappeared quick because I took the camera off the tripod when it goes back over there. I'm talking about that guy. I took the camera off the tripod. That's this one. And I switched it to 4K instead of 1080, 24p instead of 30p. I switched it to the high quality mode. And I switched it to XA, is it VS or something to that effect? And I switched the HDMI to 24p because I'm running 24p across the board. So in the process of doing that, I think I changed a few things. So now we're settling back in. So, oh, I had to unlock the cameras. That's where I was going with that. So now I locked them back down. So if I go to the Panasonic and I bring up Ray's comment, when it switches over to the Sony, Ray's comment should not disappear. If you don't lock your camera in Ecamm, there's a lock at the end of the name of the camera. If you don't turn that lock on, when it switches cameras, because I have it set up to switch cameras completely automatically. Okay, so I just switched to the E10. You see Ray's comment is still there? That's what the difference is between locking your camera and not locking it. If it wasn't locked, that comment would have switched or turned off when the camera switched over to the E10. And when it switches back to the S5 Mark II, it would leave. So Ray is saying, no, I hard code everything. I really should use a platform like Squarespace. So accomplishing this in a single weekend would be more feasible. I use WordPress, and I use a plugin called Elementor inside of WordPress. And once you get greased, once your brain gets all greased up, it's like a breeze to make the stuff. And there's no charge. It's free. So I believe Squarespace will charge you. I don't like the monthly charge things, especially since I don't have a credit card. How do I pay it? Okay. So with the WordPress and a weekend, you start to learn how to do this stuff. And with Elementor Pro, which is something you have to buy one time, it's actually very, very easy. There is a learning curve. I got to say that. But if you go to YouTube, the learning curve is built in there for you. They teach you how to do it. So if I can do it, you can do it, because I'm not good at that stuff. So I did the Raymond's and Randy's, and now Jerry. Good evening, Peter. Boy, that was the big comment of the night. Good evening, Peter. Good evening, Jerry. I love you. I saw your video. Yes, I did, and I thought it was excellent. I do have a couple of suggestions for you, and I'm torn between telling you what the suggestions are or sending you a link to what the suggestions would be to help you, okay? So it's very simple. Have you ever heard of a software called Catalyst Browse? Catalyst Browse is a free software, Jerry, I'm talking to you, okay, from Sony. But when you record clips that's designed for Catalyst Browse, you guys remind me, because I don't want to talk over Lewis's live stream, okay? When you go, in order to use this free software from Sony called Catalyst Browse, and what that does is it actually records the gyro information as part of the clip. It doesn't do any image stabilization, but it records your movements. So rather than doing what Final Cut Pro does or Adobe Premiere does, which it goes in and stabilizes based on examining your clip, it doesn't examine your clip at all. It actually analyzes the gyro. And the gyro says, you move this way, you move that way. And it's got the counterbalance to that. It's kind of like those earphones that does the noise canceling. Well, the gyro is recording what your movement is, and the Catalyst Browse software does shake canceling. Is that a good word to say? Shake canceling? And it's by far the best image stabilization you can get. It matches a gimbal, honestly. I'm sure there's places that the Catalyst Browse would be better, and there's places where the gimbal would be better, and different reasons. But the Catalyst Browse software is just excellent. So there's a couple of settings that you have to do for Catalyst Browse, okay? And one of those settings actually applies to the dynamic active stabilization, and that is triple your shutter speed. So if you're running a shutter speed of 1/50th, you need to be over 100 of a shutter speed when you're using the dynamic active image stabilization. So I saw on your video a lot of slurring or blurring of the images. And that's because your shutter speed is correct for 4K. However, it's not correct for the dynamic active image stabilization. So if you're outside, go to 1/200th of a second automatically. Just do it. And if you're inside, go, I forgot what camera it is. I think it's the E1, okay? So if you're inside, go to so let's see, 50 times 3, 125 shutter speed, okay? And what you're now trying to physically ignore, it won't be there anymore. So it won't do that blur that we like from 24p. It won't do it incorrectly. It'll do it properly, okay? That's what I would like to tell you. Now, if that's too much for you to comprehend, let me know and I will find the video where it explains all that and I'll send you that link, okay? So Ray is talking to Randy. So Ray is trying to be frugal. I wonder if the money saved. Look, guys, if I can work WordPress with Elementor Pro, you can too. Let's just start with that right there, okay? And if you don't believe me, just do a search on YouTube for Elementor Pro and just watch what they do. And if that appeals to you, hey, you buy Elementor Pro one time. And I think it renews once a year. But we're talking about like low price, not a monthly charge. So I went with Elementor Pro and I let it run out and I couldn't do without it. So with Elementor Pro, I could put a page, a website together like that. Just my snapper is working so good tonight. Can I just snap a song? Okay, so anyway, that's my 2 cents. Sammy says his second favorite toy is his camera. Sammy, you thought you were going to put one over on me, right? Okay. I'm teasing you, Sammy. I love that kid. Randy says, no headache, just the stuffy nose and itchy eyes. Benadryl, and that'll knock you out. So, Carlos, you always seem to be here lately. Living in gratitude today, much to be grateful for, even if I don't feel like it. Yeah, you got to, many times, you have to be grateful on purpose. So I'll be laying down in bed, Carlos, this is for you, special for you, okay? I'll be laying down in bed and I will feel myself sliding into depression. I don't amount to anything. I'm no good. I lied today and I recognized it and I shouldn't have. And many times when I lie, the Holy Spirit will correct me and I'll just fix it right there on the spot. But anyway, I'll start thinking what a louse I am, okay? Now, that all depends on how big your ego is. Sometimes your ego won't allow you to do that. So you don't. You go like, I'm wonderful. Well, that's not a good stance either. So what's a guy to do? Either I'm a louse or I'm wonderful. But Christianity is neither one, okay? Christianity says you don't count, honestly. It's not your work that counts. That's what Christianity says, if you want to know. I'm not preaching to you. I'm just telling you, as a Christian guy, what Christianity says as somebody that studies it. Christianity basically says in a nutshell, you don't count. You just don't. You're not garbage, but you just don't count. Your works don't count. Your good deeds don't count. As a matter of fact, it says your righteousness means your righteousness is like a filthy rag before God. So, oh my God, I gave a bottle of water to the bum on the street. I did a good thing. That's righteous. That's goodness. Don't count. So what does count? It's Jesus' works that God looks at. And it's stuck to me like wallpaper. So when I'm in Christ, his good stuff is stuck on me, and the wallpaper has given me a new facade. So that's why I could start to be grateful, because let's say I do take, I'm sure there's got to be an atheist in here, okay? And you're going like, well, I'm a good guy. I do good things, and that's the way an atheist would think. I haven't killed anybody. If I see somebody in trouble, I'll help them. And you know what? Good for you. Honest to God, good for you. And we should all be like that. Christians should be like that too. Okay? But God doesn't see it that way. And what's more important, what I learned this week while I was taking communion was a pretty hard pill to count. I was going like, I love you, Jesus. I'm so grateful for you, and I love you. And God kind of interrupted me. He's going like, Peter, just hold on there a second. Okay, big boy, just shut up for a second. I'm in prayer. When God sees me coming to pray, he goes, oh no, here he comes again. So when he said, your love for me accomplishes nothing. My love for you is creative. Your love for me is not creative. It doesn't create anything. But my love for you is creative. And I'm going like, what the hell does that mean? Okay, so when I thought it through, I could say, I love you, 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 and I do. I love all you guys, okay? So, but it's not creative. But Jesus' love for me is creative. He created me, he bought me, he redeemed me, he saved me. Okay, so he's constantly creating something in me. So his love for me is actually in the important part. My love for him is not the important part. Okay, so is that in the Bible anywhere? Actually, I didn't think it was, but it is. Okay. So Jesus and his gang and his posse were sitting there having dinner. Okay, and Jesus said this and this and this and that. And Peter, the one with the big mouth, it wasn't me. I promise I wasn't there. I'm not the one with the big mouth. Okay, Peter piped up and said, oh, I love you. I'm never going to let anything bad happen to you. I love you to no end. And Jesus interrupted him and said, tonight, you're going to deny me 3 times. Before the bird, the crows, whatever, 3 times, you will have denied me in front of everybody. Now that's the love that I would have. Oh, Jesus, I love you. I would step up and do anything for you, blah, blah, blah. Okay? However, there was another kind of love in that room. It was the love from John. And John focused on the love that Jesus had for him. Peter focused on the love that he had for Jesus. Judas, the guy that betrayed Jesus, focused the love that he had for Jesus. And it was not constructive, it was destructive. But John is the only apostle that actually did not get crucified when he died. All the other 11 were crucified. So yeah, the stark difference between my love for God versus God's love for me is in the Bible. It's a very powerful but kind of hidden lesson. But while I was receiving communion the other day, God dropped that bomb right on me, And I was going like, and many times I failed to recognize the important stuff that Jesus tells me while I'm praying, And sometimes they're so small and so quiet. Like I was receiving communion a couple of years ago, and he said in my mind, there was no other way. Okay, what exactly does that mean? Now, I'm not hearing voices, guys. I hear this in my heart and in my mind. So when that fully bloomed, it's time for me to have my nighttime smoothie. So you know what I'm going to do when I get offline here? I'm reading Carlos's thing. I'm going to keep my pantyhose on. Well, I am going to keep my pantyhose on, okay? No, I don't wear pantyhose. What movie is that from? I lifted that line from a movie. Oh, man, just keep your damn pantyhose on. That's from a movie. That's a line out of a movie. It's called. The movie is called. You got it? Can you think of it? Do you know it? It's called The Abyss. Okay, so they use that line in there a few times, and I snatched onto it. So Anyway, let's get back to you guys, because Randy's got a stuffy nose and itchy eyes, and Carlos is living in gratitude and trying to keep my pantyhose on, so he's making fun of me. Carlos is making fun of me, Mommy. He's doing that. Carlos, I told on you. Sammy says, what's your thoughts on the matte box? What? What's a matte box? I probably know what it is, but I'm not getting it. Remind me. Tell me. Sammy says, it's almost your birthday. Oh my God, Sammy is getting to be another Peter Gregg. You look amazing for 150. I'm proud of you, Sammy. I am so freaking proud of you. That's a kind of a line that I would use. Oh, geez. Sammy, you're becoming more like your uncle every day. Uncle Peter, okay? Or Grandpa, whatever you want to say. Randy says, you need to lose 10 pounds to match my weight. So if I'm saying I'm 150, dang, Randy, you're twice as tall as me, and you're like 140? And then grow 7 inches taller, and we can be twins. Oh, this is, what is Randy's famous line? Come on, you guys know it. You guys know it. If you watch Randy, you know what his favorite line is when he does his videos. It's this. He says it every time. How do I look? How do I look? How do I look? This is the Sony E10. How do I look? And then if I switch over, when I switch over to the Panasonic, which is right there, how do I look? That's Randy's line. How do I look? So I got your number, Randy. Yes, I do. So that's how we love each other. We can tease each other. Sammy says, when I get a new piece of gear, I wait and 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 wait. And I'm excited. I'm so excited that things start to pop up. Gotcha, Sammy. And yes, I know. So Jerry says, I'm biased because I've never used Nikon. I was a Canon user for years. And this year, I got a Fuji X-T5. Cool. And the Sony E1. Cool. I love both. It has been exciting learning the new systems. Yep, there's stuff to learn on each one. The X-T5, it's a fun camera. It really is. And the E1, okay, how about if I do this to you, Jerry? You don't have to give anything back, okay? But let's say you had to sit in one camera only, okay? And you had to put the other one in the closet for 6 months. Or let's say even a year. I want to make it hard on you because I wanted to say you can only keep one, but you've got them both, so you're going to keep them, okay? But you can only use one. I'm actually curious, which one would you use for 6 months or a year? Would you use the E1 or would you use the X-T5? Now, answers that are not acceptable, well, it depends on the situation. No, you only get to use one. So either you're going to follow your kids around. So if you're at parades, I know you got kids, okay? People don't just go to parades unless they got kids, or they've got grandkids, or they got nieces and nephews, or they just love kids. So that's why you're at those parades. I saw the video of your parade, okay? So which camera would you use if I restricted you, and I'm not, to one camera only? So Randy says, you can always send it back. What does that mean? Oh, you mean the E1. Well, it will be on probation for 30 days. So I can send it back, okay? I'm hoping I love it. I really want cameras that I love, okay? So I don't have hands-on with the E1, although with this guy, it's the big brother to this. So I do have hands-on with that camera, okay? I like this one also. I actually like this one a lot. I was taking this to my brother's house, but I got used to the lightweight of the E10, and what is this company, Panasonic, needs to make this version of the camera at almost half the weight. I don't know what they're going to take out. Make it a plastic body. I don't care, but make it so it won't overheat. If you have to put an auxiliary fan on there or an accessory that you could buy, do that. Because I would much rather take that camera instead of this one. Because that camera has got image stabilization. That's number 2. All right. So I would like to take the Panasonic with me. I like to take this camera with me, and I use Catalyst Browse because it smooths everything out as if I had a gimbal. So it's kind of like catch-22. So what's wrong with this camera is the weight. So I want to get the E1 with that 11 millimeter 1.8 lens, which will turn and make the camera automatically go into a crop sensor mode. So I will have an 18 millimeter lens on there. It's a 17, 16.5, 17, somewhere in the 17. Okay, we'll round it out. And the E1, it seems to have a lot of amazingly cool stuff. Another thing that the E1 has that almost no other camera has is you go from the low ISOs, don't screw around with the middle ones. Go straight to ISO 12,800 because it has dual ISO. So you switch to ISO 12,800, you're as clean as you are at ISO 400 or 600. Don't be shooting at 3200 or 6400 or 8000 or 10,000. Just put the camera on 12,800. The E1 has that. That's appealing to me. It really yanks my chain. It makes me go like, oh, I want that. Okay, so it's hard to find a bad camera. Even this camera, which is what, a couple of years old. I know Randy has that, and I know that Sammy has this camera, and I know Jim Monday has this camera. It's a wonderful camera, right? Well, imagine taking this camera and turbocharging it, and that's what the E1 does. So that's why I'm excited about the E1, okay? So Sammy says, Peter, I will call you later tonight. I had a thought that you would love. Ah, that's cool, Sammy. I love hearing from you. So I'll be looking out for your phone call. If I fall asleep or if I get involved watching Lewis, then my phone will be on silent, okay? Wait, I skipped one. Sammy says, do you know when the E1 is coming to your house? Well, I just got the shipping notice. So it's the weekend, so they're not giving me the day it will arrive until Monday. Because usually, unless you pay for overnight Saturday delivery, you don't get updates like FedEx falls asleep on the weekends. And I think it's coming UPS, not FedEx, okay? So all I have is the notice, your camera shipped, and that was Friday. So I'm waiting and looking for the update to happen. So I'm eager. Is it going to come in on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday? Will I have it for next Friday? Will it come in on Tuesday or Wednesday? If it does, I might just turn it on and make another live stream impromptu like this. I call this the Carlos syndrome. You just get that itch up your nose, okay? And you turn everything on and you go, hey, world, what you doing? I love you, love you, love you. And that's the Carlos syndrome. He just turns his cameras on and there he goes. So it's contagious. So actually with the Carlos syndrome, I learned not to be afraid to sit down and make a video. And you know what? There's another guy that I can look at, and his name is Randy. I think I got 250 videos. Randy's got over 1,100 videos. I can't imagine for the life of me making 1,100 videos. Like, how does he do that? So I'm figuring if Carlos can do that, and if Randy can do that, I could face the microphone towards me, and I could do that too. And that's what I did tonight. I said, I'm here, I'm by myself, but I'm not by myself. You guys are with me. You're not going to leave me. Look, how many people do I have in here? Okay, I got 10 people in here. On an unannounced, whatchamacallit, I have 5 thumbs up and 10 people in here. So that's a new family for me. And this is not just a one-time thing. I could come on at Tuesday night at 10 o'clock. I could come on at Thursday at 9 a.m. or 2 a.m. 2 p.m. in the afternoon, or 2 a.m. in the evening. And you know what? I'll always get a handful of people coming in. And usually one of the first guys is Scotty. Let's all keep Scotty in our prayers. He just had surgery. He did pop in to say hello. He's probably in pain, so keep him in your prayers. He had knee replacement surgery. So Sammy, no, I don't know when it's coming. I'm hoping on Monday when it starts, the movement starts again in UPS, that I hope they tell me. So Randy says, put the Sigma 56 1.4 on. I don't want it to be up my nose. Dang, this is close enough. The 30. But let me get up and look. I need to know which one I put on there. So hold your horses. Keep your pantyhose on. It's the 30. 31.4 Sigma. And that lens is actually from Randy. Okay. So it's the 30. So I think, I don't think the camera is more than 5 feet away from me. It's actually sitting right behind the monitor. If I pushed it up any more, it's butted up against the monitor. And your monitor got replaced. And it's the Dell, the one that you picked out, okay? And I love it. I'm not missing the 5K. It's 4K, and it's like amazing, Randy. But you guys don't know what I'm talking about. So Ray says, I agree with not paying monthly for a website unless the website is part of the business, bringing money in. If you just want a blog, WordPress is fine. It's actually more than fine, okay? And I don't want to do a sales job. I'm saying if I can get along with it and it's drag and drop and I can figure out where to put things, make them look fancy, I could drop in a YouTube video, I could drop in that, I can make the headings, I can control the colors, I'm okay. So Randy says on the ZV-E10, actually I think, no, the Zeiss 50mm is on the other E10. I love WordPress and Elementor Pro. It makes it pretty cool, right? I have to turn this way because I'm beginning to like this E10 over here. I'm wondering what will happen. I could put the same lens on the E1, right? I could put the same lens on the E1, or what other lens can I put on the E1 to make it work in the full frame? I don't know. I'll find out when I get it in here and play with it. So yeah, Elementor Pro and WordPress, it's a knockout combination. So Jim is here. Wow, Sunday night with Peter Gregg. Hi, Peter and gang. Hi, Jim. I think I was talking about you a little earlier when I first came on. So Jim says, for your information, last night I thought I saw Santa on its side behind Peter. Tonight I see it. I was wondering, you know, I looked at that for a long time trying to figure what looked like a Santa. And you really had me going. I didn't see anything. I only thought it was the big Santa. Okay? But this teddy bear was so out of focus that I moved it forward. It's sitting on the piano bench now. Okay? So thanks for clearing that up. So funny. I know Peter thought I was losing it. Guess I was very tired. No, I didn't think you were losing it. I couldn't see what you were seeing. And that made me, I don't want to say upset, it befuddled me. Now, when's the last time you guys used that word? It befuddled me. So I looked and looked and looked. I'm going like, what is Jim seeing? What is it seeing? Sammy says it is 9:39. So I guess I should wind it up and I should go. And you guys that want to go over to Lewis's, he'll be on live at 10. I'm going to go sit down and eat. So I might not even finish dinner by the time he's done if he stays on just for an hour. Sammy says I might have a surprise. Sammy, you're full of surprises. I'm going to tickle you, Sammy. Oh, yes, I am. What surprise do you have, huh? What surprise do you have? Mark is here. Hey, Peter. So where are you, Mark? Mark is traveling the United States. When live streaming is the internet, when the live streaming is the internet strength crucial for a clear picture, What? Wait a minute. I don't understand what you're saying. I'm having a debate with someone on that. Peter, when live streaming is the internet strength crucial for a clear picture? I'm having a debate with someone in that. Can you clear that up a little bit, Mark, please? Pretty please? Just say it in a different way because I want to answer you. I love you, Mark. I love it when you come in. Okay? Are you debating someone at the pub? Are you at the pub? Are you at the bar having a debate? Because I know Mark would. he would be debating. Me and this tree going around and around are fighting. I'm going to have to maybe move my chair here or something because I keep bumping it. And it's ceramic that my mother made. So I don't want to knock it off and break it. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? So that's what I'm talking about. So tell me what city you're in, Mark. Are you back home? Or are you still traveling? He's my world traveler. Mark is my big boy world traveler. I know he went to New York. Then I know he went to Texas. And then I know he went elsewhere. So I don't know where he is now. He has become a jet setter. So Mark is jet setting around the world. So what is the debate that you're having with somebody on live streaming? Because I'd like to get in on that debate, but I can't stay too long because I can't walk over Lewis, okay? Well, actually, not too many of my people go into Lewis's, but that's okay. I still love the guy. I love Aiden. So I have a respect with the people that is in the family. All right, guys, since Mark, okay. All right. Okay. Do you need at least a gig of internet? I'm currently in Chicago debating my videography friend. No. Do you have Ecamm? Okay, let me show you something, Mark. Okay. I'm going to turn on the back room so you guys can see everything I've got going on. You've seen it many times, so there's nothing private here, okay? So now you could see my entire screen, okay? You could see the chats are over there, okay? So Mark says, and you guys can see it now. I told him you need a strong, speedy internet to live stream a clear picture, okay? So I'm actually streaming 4K. So I'm actually what you would call a heavy user. So I'm going to go in here, all right, and I'm going to go into, these are pull down menus, so I'm going to go into stream, okay? Now, here is what I need for my stream before it turns off the use high quality picture mode. So here where it says use high quality picture, that is checked on, all right? So I need a 12.3 megabits per second throughput to handle the picture that I'm sending, all right? So keep your eyes on this for a quick second. I'm going to turn off the high quality, and when I do that, this is going to lower, all right? So watch me uncheck this. So it's at 12.3. So I went from 12.3 megabits per second to 4.3. That's not even half. That is down by 2/3. So that's showing you what I need. All right. Now, how much do I have personally? Okay. It will tell me that also. I need 12.3 megabits per second. What do I have? The test that it does says I have 912. So I have way more than I need. So if I had just 100, not 1,000, because I pay for 1,000 up, 1,000 down. If I only had 100, I only need 12.3 at the high quality video level, 4K. Okay. Now, if I actually switch this to 1080, which I cannot do while I'm live, and I actually turn off the high quality, this would come down to 1 or 2 megabits per second, or 3. And I can always come in here to find out what it is. So I know the AT&T network has 100 up, 100 down. They also have 300 up, 300 down. They also have and these are all different price points. They have 300 down, 100 up. And then if you go to Comcast or Sprint or one of the other guys, you need to find out what your megabits per second throughput is. And you can use what you see here, and you can rate what you could see based on this number. So does that help you, Mark? That gives you a number, and you can always write me by email to do a test. But figure anything under 15 megabits per second is going to give you high quality. Okay, so he uses vMix software to stream. He wrote it right here. Okay. All right, so I'm aware of vMix. Somebody texted me. It's Osvaldo. He doesn't even know I'm live. Okay. Oh, yes, he does. Peter, I'm watching the live stream. And sorry for saying this, but the color on the Panasonic is pretty bad. I hope you don't get offended. My Panasonic color is bad. Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay. We'll have to look into that. All right. So, but that is one person's opinion. And I've come, even as much as I love Osvaldo, when I look at my Panasonic, I actually get compliments on my Panasonic. So I'm not going to quickly go and change that. So, but he is a color specialist, and therefore his word carries a lot of weight. And I don't know why you just wouldn't put it publicly, okay? But I've settled in on this, and I like it. And I could fine tune this one. I really could. But I'm very, very hesitant to change the colors on here. Change what you're watching it on, Osvaldo. Go to the iPad, because I use my iPad, not my 4K or anything else, to look and see. So the S5 Mark II actually looks the best on my iPad. Now, if I have a setting messed up, I will find out after I go off. But now we're getting in, we passed 9:50. So I have to log off because Lewis is going to come on in a few minutes. So yes, I am very well aware, Mark, of vMix. I tried it. I think it was like $900 and something. You buy it once if you want the 4K. That also means that you are on the PC. vMix is for PC and Ecamm is for Mac. I almost forgot the word. Okay. So Jim says another 5-minute lesson on Ecamm. I love Peter. So Sammy says texting Peter is the best way to see the message. Yeah. I think you want to tickle me. Oh, yeah. I want to get you and tickle you. I love you, Sammy. Thank you for being here. I love you, Osvaldo. Thank you for your feedback. I love you, Ray. I love you, Mark. I love Jim. Let's see who else was in here. I love Randy. I love everybody. Ray, Woody. I don't know if Woody went off. Scotty. In case you didn't see it, okay? So Scotty said, I'm alive thanks to my daughter Amelia's help, enjoying your presentation tonight. Let's keep Woody in our prayers. Not Woody. Well, yeah, Woody. Let's keep Scotty in our prayers. He just had major surgery, and he is recuperating right now as we speak. So on that note, God willing, and the bridge isn't up until the very next time we meet, I'll see you guys later. See you there or in the air. That's a saying that's 100 years old. All right. Bye-bye, guys. Bye.